Bonjour tout le monde! Today we're learning about the irregular verb avoir, which means to have. Now, avoir is an irregular verb. It is nothing like our regular verbs. We've already learned ER verbs, and with those, it's really easy because you have certain rules that you can follow. But with avoir and our other irregular verbs, you have no rules. You cannot figure out the conjugation unless you have memorized it. So you must memorize avoir. It means to have, and there are a couple of uses. The first is that it is used to express possession. So if you're talking about, I have lots of friends, that would be the use of avoir. Here in this example, we have I have a dog, and to say that in French, we have j'ai un chien. You'll see je is our subject, and et is our je conjugation of avoir. The second use is with idiomatic expressions that translate to be in English. An idiomatic expression is an expression whose direct translation is not what it's actually meaning. So in English, we say a lot of things like, I am hot, and that means we're using être in that one. But in avoir, we would say j'ai chaud, and that's talking about being hot, like the temperature. We have another example, to be ashamed, and that is avoir honte. So if you want to say I am ashamed, you're going to be using the expression avoir honte. Les conjugations for avoir, first we have the je, which is j'ai, meaning I have. You're going to want to write these down in your notes. Then you have tu as, you have. Il a, he has. Elle a, she has. Nous avons, we have. Vous avez, y'all have. Ils ont, they have. Notice that you do pronounce that S as a Z because on starts with an O. And elles ont, they have. Also note that for the je form, because our conjugation starts with a vowel, you actually have to contract the je with A, so it turns into J apostrophe, je. Okay, our first usage was la possession, so when we're talking about having something. An example would be tu as un bon prof de français. It's true. Okay, tu as un bon prof de français. You have a great French teacher. Avoir a translates to have to, but you need to actually use the verb devoir when you're talking about to have to. So avoir should only be used for meaning possession. Okay, not like I have to do the dishes. If you want to say je dois travailler au cours de français, I have to work in French class, you're going to use devoir. That's a completely different verb that we'll learn another time. Les expressions idiomatiques, those are idiomatic expressions. Again, a lot of times in English, these expressions will translate to be, but in French, we use avoir. You're going to want to copy these down. We have avoir chaud and avoir froid, avoir faim, avoir soif, avoir la chance, avoir confiance en, avoir envie de, avoir l'air de, avoir l'habitude de, avoir tort, avoir raison, avoir sommeil, and avoir besoin de. And you have a Quizlet list with all of these expressions. You need to memorize them. They're very frequently used. To use these expressions, you actually have two steps. The first is that you're just going to conjugate avoir to the subject. And then the second is you keep the rest of the expression. So if we're going to say he needs a shower, need is an avoir expression, like it means avoir besoin de. So you're going to take avoir besoin de, you're going to conjugate avoir, and then keep the besoin de and whatever it is that you need. So you can see our subject, he, is il, and then I conjugated avoir according to the il form, and used the rest of the expression and added a shower. So he needs a shower, il a besoin de, he needs une douche, a shower. It is important to memorize avoir. It is important to memorize avoir. It is important to memorize avoir. Make sure you do it. Okay? Now, our pause and work, you are going to give me the correct conjugation of avoir according to your subject. So for this one, make sure you're paying attention to what special things we do with je when we are conjugating. And voilà la réponse. Okay? J'ai un bon ami. Tu as sommeil, c'est évident. Remember, this means you are sleepy. That's one of our avoir expressions. Il a raison, c'est vrai. He is right, it's true. Elle a de la chance, elle gagne toujours. She is lucky, she wins always. Nous avons des devoirs ce soir. We have homework tonight. Vous avez faim, mangez. You are hungry, so eat. Ils ont un grand problème. They have a big problem. Elles ont des belles robes. They have very pretty dresses. Also remember the difference between il and elle. They both translate to they, but il is talking about a group of guys or a mixed group, so guys and girls, and elle is talking about a group of only girls. Your à buffet for tonight. I have given you sentences in English, and using those idiomatic expressions that we learned with avoir, you're going to translate the phrase. So tell me how to say she is thirsty in French. Make sure you write this in your notes and that you show it to me in class tomorrow. Okay, c'est-tu? À bientôt!